I know a lot of people have had those questions, especially around liver metastases. Why are they not all measured? Is it just because it's time consuming and there's no need? And I understand you don't do abdomen, but just getting a general understanding of kind of the mindset of how that works, I think would help the audience a lot. Like why sometimes things are measured and sometimes things aren't.
Very good question. And I don't do abdomen, but you can make the analogy sort of like with what you're talking about with the liver in terms of lung metastases, right? So maybe there are a bunch of, lung metastases, and there's terminology that we use to represent like the total number. So if you can count them, you're supposed to count them. Like if there are several, like, we kind of use this rule of like, if there, we should say whether or not there are under 10 lesions total in the lungs. I kind of use innumerable. It's like there's just way too many to count. There's no way. Numerous, it's like you can count them, but there are a lot. And then in terms of what data shows is that we're really supposed to identify two representative lesions and measure those so that people can follow them over time. They should be things that you can discretely measure and people can follow those over time. And that's the same with lymph nodes at different stations. That's the same with metastases, whether it's in the liver, the lung, et cetera. So that's really why I think the most important thing when I'm reading a scan is I want to give an overall representation of the direction that something is going in. Do I think that overall these lesions are getting smaller, or are there new lesions popping up and they're getting larger, right? Like that is the most important thing to convey is this getting worse? Is this getting better? Is somebody responding to treatment? Do they need to try something else? Because that's really at the end of the day what we're trying to convey.
We hope you liked this video. To support cancer research and get clear expert answers about cancer, follow us and visit crackingcancer.org to join the Cracking Cancer community.